guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm Rachel and I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. And for today's video, I just wanted to bring you along and show you what resources and books I'm going to be using for our Easter study. So unlike most years, Easter and St. Patrick's Day are not very far apart. So I didn't really have a whole lot of time to really plan a bunch of different activities because we are still doing our scheduled curriculum. So the Easter study is just an additional study to our curriculum. So I found several books that I really like. I found a couple ideas on Teachers Pay Teachers. So let's just get into the first book. So I'm going to start off by sharing with you the religious books that I purchased, and then the rest of the books that I purchased are just some fun Easter Bunny excitement for kids. So the first book that I purchased is The Donkey Who Carried a King. So I am super excited to read this book. Not only are the pictures super pretty, but I absolutely love the message behind the book. Basically, the donkey is never chosen to do anything until the day he realizes that he is carrying a king. So the whole book teaches about like the load that Jesus had to carry and deal with on a daily basis, and about setting an example to all of us to serve God with our whole hearts. So I really love this book. I know the kids will really love it. This is a new one for us this year, so I can't wait for that one. Next book that I am level 10 excited about is The Garden, the Curtain, and the Cross. So I love this book for a lot of different reasons. I love the colors, for one. It is so pretty for spring. The second thing that I liked about it is the way that they have depicted Adam and Eve. I like that they're not, like the typical, blonde-haired white Eve. I like how, that they just look darker. I like that aspect of this book. I think that is a good addition. I haven't seen very many books on Adam and Eve where they've depicted Adam and Eve as anything darker than myself. So I was excited to see this. So obviously you can tell there's some speech bubbles that the kids can read pretty easily for themselves. It has a really deep message about obviously eating the apple from the Garden of Eden, and how God cast them out of the garden. And as you can see, it changes the colors of the book when they are not living in paradise any longer. And years and years and years go by. See, I think that's really cool. I love the imaging on it. It shows the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus and how Jesus died for all of our sins and, ultimately a happy ending. So I think this will be a really good book for most kids to read that are learning about the resurrection of Christ for Easter. I think that it's beautifully written. It has beautiful pictures. And I think this would keep almost all of my kids' interest. So a lot of books that I purchased about the Garden of Eden are good in substance, but they don't really keep their interest a whole lot with the imaging. I think this is going to be a winner for our household. And if you have watched very many of my holiday inspired videos, you would know that some of my favorite characters to add to almost any subject are the Berenstein Bears. Now, I purchased the very first Easter Sunday, the Easter Story, the Real Easter Eggs, and this one is Easter Classics. It does have a repeat of one that I already had, but it has the Berenstein Bears and the Big Question, which basically is about their place in the world around them and how Easter is way more than just chocolate eggs and jelly beans. So I bought this just for that Big Question book. So I love the Berenstein Bears books. I love everything that they have to offer in all of their books. They have such good lessons. My kids love the characters. There really is something in here for everyone of all ages. So my husband and I will get together on the couch with the kids and we will read the Berenstein Bears at bedtime in our bedtime basket type thing for bed a lot. So I'm excited about this. I think they're reasonably priced. These are only $3.99, and this one especially is pretty heavy. I found that a lot of children's books on Easter kind of skip over the resurrection of Christ, especially the crucifixion. They will skip over the crucifixion and kind of jump to the resurrection, but omit things that may be a little heavy. So as you can see here, they did not skip over the crucifixion in here. So if you are looking to spend less money on books and weren't looking to spend, $15 or $16 on a book like this, I definitely recommend the Berenstein Bears books for $3.99. You can order them. You can get them even cheaper than this off Thrift Books. I'm not sure if they would be in at this point for Easter, but just for future reference on other holidays. But Halloween. Walmart has these books as well, and they're almost always up in the seasonal boxes. So if you go into Walmart and you look where their seasonal things are, there will be the candy and everything, and then there will be end caps of books and movies that are Easter themed right now. So you could probably find several of these there. Moving on to my littles, because like I've said, I have an 18-month-old and a 2-year-old, so they are all about the board books. So the first one, It's Not Easy Being a Bunny. I thought this just looked really fun and cute for Easter. I think my 2-year-old will really like that with the big ears, and I think this just looks cute. The next one is Too Many Carrots. So I love all the animals. My kids are really big into animals. Basically any story that involves little animal characters, they are sure to absolutely love. So I thought this would be a cute Easter book. A fun book that I found at Barnes & Noble and I couldn't help but buy is The Great Escape. I love how the little eggs are colored throughout all of this. I knew my 6-year-old would really love this style of book. There's like some like cartoon book-ish to it, but there's a lot of comedy in it. I think the kids will really get a kick out of it and think that it's really, really funny. So I recommend this one. The pictures are really cute. It's not super heavy. It's just fun. If you watched my last video on St. Patrick's Day, you would know that we used How to Catch a Leprechaun. So I was excited about getting this, especially after seeing how the kids loved How to Catch a Leprechaun. They loved the rhyming aspect through the book and trying to figure out what word was going to come next based on the rhyming pattern. So I think this is going to be really good as well. This one book in particular is my favorite book of all time. And maybe because my mom read it to me when I was growing up, I don't know. But it's called The Country Bunny and the Little Gold Shoes. It just makes my heart happy to even read this book for myself. I love it. It's about a little mommy rabbit who has all of these kiddos, which I'm sure most of you moms can feel exactly how she probably feels right now. And she wants to be one of the big Easter bunnies. And everybody's like, well, you can't be the Easter bunny. You have all these little kids and you have to raise your bunnies and you can't go to work because you have all of these responsibilities. So she basically tells everybody, hold my purse and watch. And all of her little bunnies that she has raised, she's raised them to cook and clean and help her out. And they're great little bunnies. So they are able to take care of the home while she goes out and tries out for the Easter bunny position. Obviously, she wins the Easter bunny position, and it's about her first Easter as the Easter bunny. So super, super cute. My kids love this book. It makes me happy to read. The pictures are like very, very classic, if you can tell, but so, so pretty. Yeah, so I love everything about this book. It's just so Eastery to me. The last book that I have not read yet, but when it comes to this author, she usually can do no wrong, and that is The Easter Egg by Jan Brett. I buy a Jan Brett book every time I see it because she does no wrong with her writing. Her illustrations are phenomenal. Her books, in my opinion, are just works of art. So even if you have older kids, it's worth getting the books just for the artwork in them, honestly. We have several things in our morning basket that we are utilizing in connection with Easter coming up. One of my favorite things that we are working on right now that I got off Amazon are 77 memory verses that every kid should know. So we just started it. So my son is in kindergarten. So there's a verse that you read, you write it, and then you color it. So I think this will be a really good thing to kind of use with our Easter study. There's really, really good verses in here. I don't think this was too terribly expensive. Maybe it was like $4.99. I'll link it down below if you're interested in it. But I thought this was a good way to practice reading, practice writing, practice coloring. And then while they're coloring, I can do my reading out loud as well for them. We purchased the VeggieTales Storybook Bible. I purchased this off Thrift Books. It was significantly cheaper off Thrift Books. There were plenty available, but I really like the pictures that are in it. It kind of explains the big stories of the Bible in ways that all of my kids can understand, but usually they understand enough of it when we read this that when we go back through as a family and we read the actual story from the Bible, they're able to understand that more that way. So we do this in the morning, and then we do our copy work in the morning. So these are two really good resources for anybody that's wanting to add a little bit of extra to your morning basket or just your morning routine. One of the activities that I've added between now and Easter, considering Easter is less than 2 weeks away, I don't know if very many of you have heard of resurrection eggs before. It's where you number the eggs and then you pop them open, and in each side is a little toy, not toy, but like a symbol to something in the book, in the Easter story of the Bible. And there's like a little scripture that goes along with it. So where we are in our season of life is having 2 babies who like to put anything smaller than this in their mouth. And inevitably, my older 2 kids leave everything on the floor, and somehow my 1-year-old always ends up with them in her mouth. So I decided to kind of tweak the resurrection eggs this year. And instead of doing the resurrection eggs, I'm going to do an Easter egg scavenger hunt every morning. So we're going to start tomorrow morning. Wake up in the morning, they get to go and search through the house and try to find where the egg is. It's just one egg that's going to be hidden with the Bible verse for the day and then the activity that we're going to do that day. So in each egg is going to be a verse and a symbol for the day. So just like as an example, Matthew 27:31, and when they had mocked him, they took the robe off of him, put his own clothes on him, and led him away to be crucified. So that is a Bible verse, and then the picture is of nails, and then it says nails on the bottom. So we have one for donkey, praying, coins, whip, cup, crown, nails, linen, dice, stone, spear, and empty tomb. So in each Easter egg, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one of these out, and then I'm going to also put a note in the Easter egg for one Easter related activity that we are going to do that day. So just for an example, like on the stone, like one of the activities I've decided to do for when they get the stone is we are going to paint rocks, and we're going to paint Easter themed rocks. So it's really just deciding what's age appropriate for your kids. On the crown one, we are going to spend some time outside picking flowers, make some flower crowns, just kind of do some activities like that. Make some cross pictures make some window catchers with tissue paper and like the cross symbol. There's plenty of things we can come up with each one of these. So that's going to be our daily Easter activity. And then obviously we are going to read the Easter story out of the Bible. We are also going to dye Easter eggs as a family. We always go down to my mom's house, and she has a big Easter egg hunt for my kids. Luckily, where I live, they are lifting some of the restrictions slightly. And also my parents are vaccinated. So that is a relief. So hopefully we continue to see a decline in cases, and then come Easter time, we can do our yearly Easter egg hunt with them. So after our Easter stuff is over with, I am planning on sharing with you the few unit studies that I'm going to be doing for the rest of the school year. They are mini unit studies. I'm doing a bumblebee, I'm doing a butterfly, a gardening, a chicken, and a cow. So we aren't spending a ton of time on each one, but for each unit study, I have coursework to be doing, I have hands-on art, I have a hands-on activity, and then a field trip decided for each single mini unit study. So each mini unit study will last about 2 weeks, I think. So I think that will be a really fun way to end the rest of the year and kick off summer to a good start. So thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I will link some of the books that I found below. I'm not entirely sure if I will be able to link the thrift books. That depends if they have any more available, but they do have them on Amazon if you want to pay full price on Amazon for them. If you cannot find books that you are wanting to on thrift books or Amazon, you can always look on A-Books. I have always been able to find books on A-Books as well. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you guys have a really good week, and be on the lookout for my next video on Thursday, where I will be unboxing the rest of my The Good and the Beautiful curriculum. So if you haven't already, hit that red subscribe button, like this video, follow me over on Instagram, where I post daily updates and daily homeschooling tips, and I'll see you next time. Bye.